In my journey over the past almost 3 years as far as a musician, I've transitioned a great deal as far as coming from a local market to being considered what we call a mainstream artist, as far as to compete with, the Ushers, the David Guettas, the Frank Oceans, the Trey Songz, and actually have a record come out and be released on such a large scale. I have to say it's definitely a huge accomplishment to industry executives knowing who you are on a first name basis and looking at your name on the release charts. I would consider a huge accomplishment. My latest project, Deeper Than Love, how that actually came about was pretty much, I wanted to title my EP something that was a self-expression to me, and that's Deeper Than Love. I was actually in a situation as far as relationship goes, and I wanted to write about it and kind of express myself through music. And I chose Deeper Than Love because I actually felt like the situation I was in was actually deeper than love. Love is self-explanatory to some people, but everyone has their own different opinion about it. And I wanted to get my opinion about it and just express that it's deeper than, sometimes things are actually deeper than what they actually seem. The project is out through Universal Fontana and Grooves. Shout out to Rod McDaniels for making that possible, Cloudfrack Digital, Bruce Johnson. And it's available everywhere worldwide, Pure Tracks, Billboard, and I really feel confident about that. My first record that I actually recorded and I actually put out as a solo artist, so to say, was titled Juicy. And what's funny about that record is I didn't expect people to take to it like how they did. It was basically a song about a girl named Renee, who I actually had a huge infatuation. So if she's watching that, I am talking about you, Renee. I wrote a song called Juicy, not necessarily talking about a big girl, but a juicy apple bottom, you know what I'm saying? And I sang about it, and people just started liking it out of nowhere. It was getting requested on the radio. I was immediately had to go and shoot a video for it. They played it in the clubs, all the DJs and all the ladies was just, took to the song. And from that point on, I've just been, pretty much buzzing in my state. And I've had a great time as far as that song and a lot of memories in that project. And shout out to Warner Music Group for putting the actual physical record out. A Love Like This was actually my second record I recorded, and also my second video as well. It was actually produced by Chris Hollywood, which was a mentor as well as a great friend of mine. That's my pretty much primary producer. He actually took me in the studio shortly after seeing that I actually had musical talent with Juicy, and kind of set me down and explained melodies and harmonies and rhythm and so on as far as becoming an artist. And A Love Like This was a real romantic record, and I was gearing towards showing everyone I had feelings after having a record like Juicy, which was pretty much me more in my bachelor time, and A Love Like This more in my, showing my battles with love and lust as far as being in and out of relationships. Shortly after me dropping those two records and causing what we call an organic buzz in my home state, I decided to hit the studio and actually work on a mixtape. And my producer, again, Chris Hollywood, me and him were working real closely together. We decided to venture out and try some new things. So my first debut mixtape was called The Tale of the Panty Soaker, hosted by my man DJ Illmatic, who is a phenomenal DJ, and I enjoyed working with him that entire time. From that point on, I dropped a mixtape on Dat Piff, and physical and digital. Had approximately somewhere around 15,000 downloads. It was crazy. You know what I mean? So that mixtape kind of really put me over the edge as far as from local to being somewhere in a different marketplace. It opened up some more opportunities as well as doors, and got a lot of attention for the mixtape, which was a successful project. Shortly after my success as far as my first two records went and videos and my mixtape, I started getting a lot of calls from different promoters. So I decided to venture off and actually start performing more, so I can kind of develop my performances as well as maintaining an artist's, talent as well. So I started getting calls from promoters, and I was really, shocked about as far as the outcome. Lines were wrapped across the wall, promoters sneaking me in through the back of the club. Promoters just saying, hey, he's selling the club out, and just getting booked a lot. So I performed at, nightclubs, bars, birthday parties, as crazy as it sounds, and a lot of different other places, hotel parties and getting invited to different places and just basically meeting a lot of people and building a rapport with them. And it got a lot of attention, you know what I mean? And I wasn't really expecting things to really take off as much as it did, but I was really shocked on the outcome as far as the amount of support I was actually getting. I'll never forget the call that I actually got. It was from a promoter friend of mine. His name was Eugene Thompson. It was approximately 2:43 in the afternoon, and I answered the phone. I'm like, yo, what's up? And it's Gene. He's like, yo, Mikey, I got some good news for you. I'm like, what's the good news? I want you to perform with Genuine, Jeremiah, in Hamilton Park at the Glendale Arena. And I'm ecstatic, like, whoa, now this is actually huge. I grew up personally, a huge fan of Genuine. Nonetheless, Jeremiah being an up-and-coming star, I thought it would be a great experience to showcase my talent and my ability as an artist with these guys on the same stage. So about a month passes by, the radio starts advertising it, and the show gets closer and closer. I actually get invited to come down to 101.5 and interview, and this is huge because this is like where, Ludacris, big mainstream artists actually get invited to come down to the radio station, so I was ecstatic to actually be considered to come down there. My latest music video was for my single Take It to the Bed, which was directed by Tim Martin, which was an awesome director, a great guy to work with. The overall idea about the video was to get something more sexy, something more edgy, and I think he succeeded as far as the overall video goes. It's hot, definitely mainstream, great quality, and again, he's a great guy to work with, real patient, kind of a perfectionist, so to say. And like I said, he's a real cool guy, and I had a great experience working with him, and hopefully we work again soon in the future. Throughout my journey as a musician, I've had the privilege to actually work with a lot of talented people. And from Juicy to A Love Like This, to even collaborating with an artist out here by the name of Low on Unknown Superstar, was definitely something I wouldn't take away from myself. No matter how huge I become as an artist, or wherever I may land as far as an artist, I'm never going to forget those experiences and the journey. Nonetheless, it's something that no one can ever take from me as far as the knowledge I've obtained and the experiences I've been through. So as far as working with everyone, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and I won't forget you, and I won't ever change. My overall message to any other inspiring musician out there, wherever you may be, is just basically my biggest thing that's kept me out of trouble and kept me so focused is just relying on faith so much and being persistent and being your biggest fan and never giving up on yourself. I couldn't live with the fact of giving up as far as being a musician, because I worked so hard at it, and I only got better. I never gave up, and I stayed focused while a lot of friends of mine were in the streets, maybe even in jail, having kids, to each his own, but I stuck to it, and it actually paid off. So my biggest overall message would be to be persistent and never give up in your dreams.